Have you ever found yourself making generalized statements about yourself or people or your situation? Maybe you're not good enough, or people don't like you, or you're not good with women, or you're a slow learner, or you're getting so old you can't remember things anymore. Oh, forgetting things comes with age. These are limiting beliefs, and they're core beliefs that keep you stuck in your situation.
Infinite being, use your intention, love your life.
Limiting beliefs are a state of mind or conviction that keep you stuck in your struggle. They are disempowering beliefs that can leave us in a place of stagnancy. These disempowering beliefs may have been caused from socialization within your own personal environment or the culture in general, your family or friend group, even unwittingly through religious practices and understandings. But how do we find them? One way to find a disempowering belief is sitting in meditation and pondering the question, what do I believe is true that really isn't? Sometimes just taking a moment and just saying that over and over in your mind, and then just eventually till it gets almost blurry, not so specific, and then coming to that place of stillness, and you will find things kind of crop up. You're just asking your inner self. Once you have that, then you can go to work on those disempowering beliefs. Or maybe you know what your disempowering belief is. You find yourself saying something over and over again that's usually a generalized statement that doesn't specifically have so-called proof. And instead, taking a look to try to clear those. There are many ways to do it. There are different meditations and practices and other tools that you can use. But one that I will speak of today was mentioned through a lecture with Deepak Chopra. In that lecture, he talked about asking specific questions. And these questions were actually based on a book, A Mind at Home with Itself by author Byron Katie, who developed a process of self-inquiry that she calls the work. Now, he endorses this because it's quite effective because it targets both the forebrain, the midbrain, and the hindbrain, which is storage places for these disempowering beliefs. Limiting beliefs are the brain's way of trying to explain why a negative thing occurred or is true. Total brain function is required to stabilize that belief and to respond to the environmental system. This rewires your brain by creating new pathways. And if you can light these 3 sections up, you have a really good chance of erasing the limiting belief. The work. It's just a series of 7 questions that you ask yourself, and then you can pause and write down the answers. The first question is this 100% true? Now, usually that first question gets an answer of,
oh, yeah. Everyone says it, or yeah, it's totally true.
Or whatever you have for your so-called proof. The second question is, are you sure this is 100% true? But the second question usually gets a,
well, maybe it's not 100%.
Okay, so then that means that there is some wiggle room likely for a different possibility. The third is, what does holding on to this particular belief do for you? And that can be a pretty fair question because it might make you feel safe, or it might be a known pattern, which again makes you feel safe. The fourth is, who will you become in 5 or even 10 years from now if you continue to hold on to this particular belief. Number 5, what is the cost to you in 5 or 10 years if you don't release this particular belief? 6 is, who would you become? And 7 is, how would you behave if you no longer had this belief? How would you act? Would things come easier to you? Would you perhaps be more free with the things that you do, or allowing other things to come in? If you were sitting in this present moment and you had no particular tie to a past belief or a past feeling or a past behavior, and you're not quite in the future yet, if you change that old belief to something positive or something that would allow you to receive something new, divine feminine energy, what would you now look like in this new space 10 years from now? You can always get a paper and pen and write this down. If you check the description box below, I've placed a link where you can go to my website and just pick up a free download of the intention card that I put together. That can be something that you even hold in your wallet, and you can whip it out, or you can take a screenshot of it and put it on your phone so that you have this particular document, so that when this belief comes up, just address it right there and then. Take a moment, breathe, and go through those questions. And you'll find it's kind of like eventually you're washing away this belief that was just a belief. When you go through it with this intention card, ask yourself, what is the polar opposite of this belief? So the polar opposite of this belief is ... Do this practice for no less than 21 days to about 30 days, and then review. Has anything changed in your life? How do you feel? When you make this statement and you meditate again on this polar opposite belief, you can find that things may shift. Maybe not in your general environment right away, but within yourself. And then you'll start pulling things from the ethos towards you that align more with your new belief. And that is what can propel you forward. They say that to begin the process of letting go, the 21 days is about the norm as a practice in order to kind of unearth that belief. And then it takes around 60 or so days to actually, get a little traction on it, and your new belief will be rooted within. So take the time to do the work, because truly, if it is in fact yourself that's holding you back, why not just take the next 30 days or so and allow the new belief to begin to take form in your life. This rewires your brain as you remind yourself of the new belief repeatedly. It's almost like when you hear that song, like earwigs, when you hear that song and then it kind of plugs itself into your brain, eventually you find yourself walking around and you're humming the song and you don't know where that came from. So practice this repeatedly as things pop up and allow the shift to take place. In addition to this work that we're doing together, what are some of the types of practices that you can use to help wire that in? Are there some things that you can do in your personal life? Perhaps maybe distance yourself from certain friends or associations. Or maybe you change your rituals to start your day differently or end your day differently. What are some things that you can do to embrace this new empowering belief? In 30 days, you uproot this new belief. In 60, you will allow this new belief to begin to take form. And in that 90 days, you allow those roots to take hold. Aren't you worth it? And now I have a question for you.
What's the limiting belief that you are ready to release?
And until next time, smooches.
Thanks for watching, Infinite Beings. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
And until next time, smooches.